All right, guys, what's up? We are here.
Crazy town.
We've created a wheel of death just to give it away early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I'm actually going to
Why do we have this wheel gimmick, Dave?
because it's the wheel of time.
Because we're talking about the sands of time. Here we go.
Yep.
We finally made it.
Yeah. If you guys want to take a quick look on YouTube, you guys can see what the wheel looks like in the stream.
Let's see. Let me get in there.
I'll leave it
Let
up
me
for
get up in there.
I'll leave it up for a second.
Oh, I see it. That looks terrible.
So I'm gonna go ahead and spin it, Josh, so you can kind of see what happens. This is unofficial.
Oh God, that does look awful.
This is an
You
unofficial
couldn't use
spin.
better colors.
You can't edit the colors.
That's lame.
Well, you're lame, Jason.
You're lame. You're the one who made this shit. Make it spin, Dave. Spin
Why do
it.
we have two of the same color? Like I couldn't even get like almost a different shade.
Hey, man, look,
Or like red, blood red.
I am not able to change the colors, gentlemen. All right.
What you're telling me is it's like a trimmer totem.
No, I'm telling you.
Oh,
That
Layla.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you that I'm not able to change it. So, you're just going to have to accept what is available to me. All right?
All right.
All right, I see it. I like it.
Substandard shit. Okay, I like it. Go ahead.
All right.
We're gonna make it big time, Dave.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. This was off. This is literally thrown together in the last second. So that's what we got. But hey,
Hey, at least it works. It's on the screen.
yeah, it works. We spin the wheel of time, of death. You know what, Josh? I wish it wasn't raining blood in your house.
Oh no,
Uh,
no.
Because Slayer should not be playing over there.
Yeah. It's better than Anthrax, though. Hey, that's a conversation for a different time.
3 more weeks.
But
Yeah. Hey, so it's finally here. We've watched the first 3 episodes of Wheel of Time. I won't
And-
give away anything just yet, but it's pretty good.
yeah,
Better than I anticipated.
yeah,
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was
I-
hoping that it was gonna pan out, and so far, I think it will.
Yeah, I had to really drag these guys to like watch this. I remember when I first pitched this to the two of you, y'all were not interested at all.
I don't know what world you're living in, Dave, but that was not the case with me.
Okay, you were
I checked it out.
you were moderately
I was
interested.
easier to convince. I
You
said
were-
it looks like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
I
you were
think I
moderately
think it'll be
interested.
interesting.
Josh,
But
was
I
not
look, I
at
did
all.
say this. I did say it better not suck. I didn't just watch the trailer and be like, oh man, this is gonna be a home run.
But it was good.
I would say after 3 episodes, it's still not a home run, but
Not yet. We're not out of the woods.
We're moving. Yeah.
Yeah, I think anyone who is going to pass judgment on a show that is expected to be, I would assume, given that there's 14 books, I would assume this is probably a somewhere
So
between.
are they doing like a book a season a book?
That hasn't been confirmed, so I'm just gonna say this is probably gonna be somewhere between 8 and 14 seasons. I don't know how they're gonna condense it exactly, but this is going to be a very long show, if assuming it's successful. And yeah, judging a show based on the first 3 episodes, it's kind of silly. So we'll see how it all pans out at the end of this season. But so far, I would say it looks promising. Not perfect, but definitely promising. So for the YouTube crowd, if that's all you came here to find out, then yeah, go watch it.
Yeah.
And just keep watching the rest of this so that we get some watch time.
So we get the views.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, good.
Yeah. Let's start this shit.
Yeah, Josh, you ready or what?
I just realized that you were going to make me do the intro, so hold on. I'm punching it up real quick.
All right. Man, guys, if
Dave,
there's nothing,
I thought you said you had this.
if there's nothing, I'm going to ignore you. If there's nothing that we are, it's definitely professional.
Definitely 100% professional. Because see, up to this point, ladies and gentlemen, normally the way this works is the person who pitches the idea, sells the idea, and gets everybody to come along. They're usually the showrunner.
Look.
Yep.
I can totally shoot from the hip and do this. I don't even have to type anything up.
Oh, we know. Wait, look at this death wheel. We know.
Like, look, how many wheels of death did you come up with, Jason?
0.
That's right, motherfucker.
I only come up with good ideas.
Do you? Because I remember being in a band with you, so I know that's not true.
That is absolutely true.
All right, I got this.
Only home run ideas.
Only ideas that make you want to run home. All right.
Your mama.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys in a Mic presents The Times of the Wheel.
Okay, I'm done.
We're keeping this shit. You got to put that in.
I can't put that in.
Let's do this.
It's too much
All
work.
right. Here we go.
Pull it.
Hello, and welcome to Three Guys in a Mic presents Star Trek Discovery Season 4,
Stop.
presented by Paramount Plus. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with...
That was good.
Hey, quick question. Has anybody actually watched the first episode of that?
No, I was too
I
busy.
haven't watched it yet.
Couldn't do it.
Okay.
I've been having to choke this bullshit down. All right, I'm
Oh,
Right.
I was
That's
actually,
what she said.
I'm cool to do it if you want me to try to give it a shot, Josh.
Oh, no, I got it.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
We can do it at the same time.
Pull it.
So we're not doing Star Trek Discovery Season 4.
We are at one, like doing a one shot.
We're going to do a recap.
We're not doing that tonight.
No.
No.
I didn't even watch the episode. I don't even know what it's called.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I didn't even watch The Sands of Time, so I don't know what we're doing.
Oh, shit.
All right, here we go.
What's up?
Nobody's watching this video.
There's one person in there. I think it's just me. Here we go. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys in a Mic presents The Wheel of Time, a new original series from Amazon. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with...
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
Hey-o.
Hey.
What's up?
To go where no
Made it.
man has gone before. Guys, welcome
I
to the Star
can't
Trek Discovery
wait.
Season 4 podcast. Let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
Look,
Burnham is God.
don't. No need to check the title of this podcast that you're listening to.
Don't turn it off.
Don't worry, we're not doing Discovery Season 4 today.
That's bullshit.
If at all.
Damn, why you gotta say it like that?
I mean, Burnham is God, bro. Burnham is
Okay,
God.
let's stay on subject here. We're doing,
All right.
Okay.
we're doing,
We're doing the
Stay on
sands, we're doing
target.
the sands of time. Here we go.
no.
Yeah, sands of time.
Fucking Jeff Bezos' $100 million passion project to try and be the next Game of Thrones. Sands of Time.
Okay. Anyway, we're doing the Wheel of Time.
Wheel of Time.
So, a little bit of backstory here. So, Wheel of Time, the television show, is based on a book series. It's a high fantasy novel by Robert Jordan. There's 14 books in that series. Robert Jordan, wrote 11 of them and then passed away. And then it was finished by Brandon Sanderson. Finished the last 3 based on Robert Jordan's notes and info from Robert Jordan's widow. But
And what I've heard about the ending of this series, I don't know like any specifics, but I've heard that the ending is excellent.
yes, it's
So I've heard.
It's a very well received book series. It is often compared to Game of Thrones, but it's not really similar to Game of Thrones in terms of tone. But George R. R. Martin and Robert Jordan were very good friends. And actually, George R. R. Martin was potentially looked at as one of the people that were going to finish this book series. And I'm really glad that they didn't pick him, because I don't know that it would have ever got finished.
Oh shit!
So Brandon Sanderson did it, very highly acclaimed book series, and I'm very happy that it was adapted into a television show, big budget television show, reportedly $10 million an episode right now already. So
Looks like it.
Jeff Bezos, he ain't fucking around with the bankroll. He's just like, let's pump this out. Let's get this get this going. So, first 3 episodes. First thoughts, guys. What did y'all think?
Yeah, like you said, I think I came along with this kicking and screaming a little bit more than maybe Jason did. I like fantasy shows, but for whatever reason, I don't know. It's like it's hard for me to get into it for some reason. And I'm watching the first episode of this, and I keep thinking in my head, to your point, Dave, and what some of the verbiage has been out there, is I was comparing it to Game of Thrones, and I think you had told me that Jeff Bezos said he wants this to be the next Game of Thrones, and I think I agree with what we were talking about the other day, which is not that it's necessarily going to be in the same vein of Game of Thrones, but just be that next like really, really super popular, bring everybody together type of TV show.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Jason said something that I'd also read before, but after Jason said it and after seeing the first episode, I think it really helped. It really helped me understand what this show is going to be more about, and help me kind of get on the right level of it with it, which is it's very much like Lord of the Rings. It's more like Lord of the Rings than Game of Thrones.
That guy's smart.
He has his moments. And I think after kind of hearing that, thinking about it a little bit more, I think it really did help me enjoy the next 2 episodes, because I stopped thinking about it as this, Game of Thrones, super adult oriented. There's certainly violence, but just not the same type of sex and violence that you get in Game of Thrones, and really more of a fantasy-driven show. So this is a very long-winded way of saying I've enjoyed the first 3 episodes, actually. I really have. I certainly have some issues with it, but overall, I think I've enjoyed way more than I've questioned.
Yeah. For me, I was very excited when the show was unveiled. And I really was looking forward to it a lot. I'm really a big fantasy nerd, and so this was kind of right up my alley, So I don't think it's perfect. I think that it does have some just general issues that I'll get into, but overall I've been very happy with it. It's very clear, like Josh said, that there's it does remind me a lot of Lord of the Rings. I would probably say, if Game of Thrones is on like one spectrum as far as like how adult and how like intense it is in terms of, or I guess mature. I don't want to say maturity, but and then Lord of the Rings is on the other side. I feel like this is kind of somewhere in the middle. Like I think it's definitely a little bit more on the serious side, just given the amount of deaths that we've already seen. That we didn't really get a lot of that in Lord of the Rings, at least not in the movie so much.
Not early on.
Yeah, and this show has definitely shown that it's not afraid to show people getting dismembered on screen. So I'm looking forward to more of that. But overall, I've been very happy with it.
Yeah, I have it's a mixed bag for me when it comes to fantasy. There are fantasy books that I've read that I've liked, and fantasy books that I've read that are just so fucking terrible. And so when you come up with a television show or movie, and it's going to be, it's embracing the fantasy aspect of it. It can be hit or miss. So as of right now, it's straddling the line of entertainment that I like, and I do up to this point with the 3 episodes, I think the show is pretty good. The jury is still out as far as if we're going to talk about any kind of comparison to Game of Thrones. It's got it's got some ground to make up for sure.
I don't think we can really compare it to that. It's going to be two different shows.
Plotting. Correct. No, and I agree. But in the one respect, the first episode was kind of plotting, character development. You're just meeting characters and all this other stuff, and then all of a sudden, boom! The story kicked off with a bunch of death, just a bunch of death and blood and guts, and it's fantastic. So I do think we're headed down the right track. I don't think this is going to flame out and be a sucky ass show.
No.
Very optimistic.
So, I mean, we should already mention just before the first episode even aired, Amazon already extended this to 3 seasons. So it's going to at least go for 3 seasons. And, the early reviews that I've read, at least so far, have been mostly positive critic reviews. And audience reviews on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes have been very, very favorable.
Outpacing the critics.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is almost at 90% positive user review and had like a 7.2 IMDb score the last that I looked today. So I mean, it's so far. I mean, been generally positive, and which I think
the writing. I think the writing has been really good so far too.
Yeah.
Just in the show. We saw by the way, spoiler alerts for anybody that might be watching this and haven't seen it, but just like the third episode, like near the end of the third episode, whenever Dana the barkeep ends up turning on Rand and is trying to capture Matt as well because she's seeing people in her dreams about this, and it's like as soon as she said, it's because I had the braid, right? I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So there's already been some cool moments from a writing standpoint that have been like not out of nowhere, but just surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jason, why don't you hit us with that recap so we can get going here?
Yeah.
All right. So episode 1 recap. Title of the episode was Leave Taking. It's the opening episode. Mostly revolves around introducing the audience to all of the main characters. We have Moraine, the Aes Sedai, the wielder of the One Power. We have her ward, Lan Mandragoran.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yep.
Close enough.
That's close enough.
We're just gonna go with Lan.
Lan, exactly. In search of the Dragon Reborn. The town is home to 4 of our other main characters. Rand Althor, the son of is he a sheep herder?
Yes, he is.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Perrin, the blacksmith. Matt, the town derelict from the bad home. And Egwene, the innkeep's daughter, who's aspiring to be the apprentice to the local weatherwoman. Things build slowly as we meet these characters, and before all hell breaks loose with the arrival of the. You want to say it, Dave?
Yeah, Trollocs. Yeah.
Okay.
And
leading our main characters fleeing the small town in ashes.
Yeah.
Especially that one building.
So, yeah. So
which was the main inn.
So do we want to talk about episode 1 just overall at this point?
Yeah, like I said, I thought it was, look, it's tough, right? I think me and Dave were talking about this the other day where, I think now if you go back and watch, and I don't want to compare this, but just frame of reference. If you go back and watch the first season of Game of Thrones, I think it's more enjoyable the second time around because you at least know everybody's names. You know who they are, you know what their stories are, and it's not just you fucking feverishly trying to keep up with the story. So the first episodes are always tough because they have to lay in as much groundwork as they can on these guys so you know who they are. And so somehow in at least 30 minutes you're actually going to care if these people live or die.
Yeah.
And I think they did a good job of that. By 30 minutes you knew who these guys were, you knew what their situation was, and you were genuinely concerned with their well-being and them getting out of town with Moraine.
Yeah, so
Correct.
I
think,
thought it was a successful first episode for everything they had to lay.
Yeah, I agree. Just to be a little more specific, or not to repeat what you said, Josh, but I think you made some good points. One thing I really did like is the relationship between Rand, Matt, and Perrin. I feel like because when we're brought into this world, these guys are clearly friends, and they've been friends for a long time, and I feel like that could have easily been not done well. And seem like it was forced, but I think all three of them really, they just like they talk shit to each other. They seem like they really have been friends for a while, and so I think that seeing that dynamic kind of laid out in the beginning, especially when later on they get kind of separated, and they kind of have to deal with that, but. Seeing them kind of all be friendly and stuff like that, I think it was good, kind of laying the groundwork for their friendship, and makes you care when bad things happen to them or they get separated, or you just kind of you feel like they do care about each other, which I think is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to echo everything you guys said because y'all are just right on it. The first episode does a great job of giving a time and place for all of our characters without shoving it down our throats with their entire life histories, and then really kicks it into overdrive in the last, say, 15 to 20 minutes. And that the show has done a good job when you're at the edge of your seat for the 15 to 20 minutes that attack's going on while people are just getting mauled to death left and right.
Yeah, I think the show spent just enough time building up that town, to really, because you get the idea that town is really just, they're kind of secluded. They don't really deal with a lot of bad shit, right? Like you didn't see guards, you didn't see people walking around with swords. Like there's not like any type of, at least what we saw, there's not any type of like law enforcement or anything like that. So, I mean, the town was not prepared at all for anything like this to occur. And the Trollocs, I would say in my, that was my biggest worry when I was watching the trailers, is I was like, man, I don't know how this shit's going to look like when I'm actually watching the episode. And I think they look actually really good, because I think it's a combination of CGI.
Man and beast.
Well, yeah, it was CGI and practical effects. Like it looks like they're doing a little bit of both. And those things were cutting motherfuckers in half.
Yeah.
And so Josh, what did you think of when that shit started going down?
I certainly didn't expect it. When that kid got that axe to the back, I was like, oh shit, like what is that? What's going on? I thought maybe Moraine or Land were about to do some work or something. And then you see this whole fucking army of these fucking beasts, and I was just like, I'm coming to this. Like, I know nothing about this story, so I have no idea what a Trolloc is, or that these Trollocs are even going to be part of the story. So I was just like, okay, what the fuck is this? But two, I was like, oh shit, this is very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Josh, I'm gonna put you on the spot again here. You did you have an opinion on Moraine's? I guess we'll say her channeling of the one power.
I did. So, if you guys are familiar at all with our back catalog of content here, we did a classic movie showdown between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and we're just gonna talk about the original Mortal Kombat for a second. Follow along with me if you will. The original Sub-Zero, okay? So
yes.
We remember the Sub-Zero Liu Kang fight where, it lasts like 5 minutes, this fight, and 3 minutes is Sub-Zero trying to
charge up,
do this gimmick where he's got this big old fucking like ice thing, dome, I don't know what it is, like extending out over him. And I instantly started feeling that way when I'm watching Moraine sit there, try to like try to cast this spell, and she's like doing this whole thing, and I'm like, what is taking so long? Just do it.
Okay.
I'm Shia LaBeouf here. Just do it.
Now look, to be on the other side of this,
It could be worse.
She was one. I think
Avatar.
I think it looked really cool personally. She does. The show doesn't
Dave.
count. What?
Dave, I have a quick question. Please
Yeah.
tell me the truth. At any time when you were watching this, did you do the Grimskull voice?
No, I didn't actually. Not at all.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
No, but no. What I'm saying
Okay.
is, the show kind of accounts for this, or the books account for this, but because she has a warder, right? She has someone there, Lan in this case, who's going to be there to have her back and allow her the opportunity to channel. So Sub-Zero just didn't have Lan there with a sword.
That's what it was.
But no, like in all seriousness, I mean, she was literally shooting fireballs at these motherfuckers. She
did. She did take down about 40 or 50.
Yeah, I mean, the whole town would have been dead had she not been there.
I did have this in an issue though. Is it does seem like the Aes Sedai are kind of weak. Because I mean, you got Moraine over here trying to cast some spells, and she's sitting there casting a spell, and she can't stop this fucking axe or this arrow or whatever it is or a knife that comes in and stabs her in the shoulder. Like this spell she's doing can't just like block that.
Well,
and then you see this other Aes Sedai at the beginning of episode 2 getting burned alive by this guy who sells bullshit off of his cart.
That's not the same guy. That's not the same guy. 100%.
Definitely the same guy.
It's 100% not the same guy.
It's 100% the same guy.
Dude, I am telling you for a fact, it's not the same person.
How do you know?
It's not.
IMDb.
Because I have the roster.
Yeah, that's not the same character.
I'm not the only one that feels like it's the same. That it's the same guy. Amanda thought it was the exact same guy as well because I had that another issue. I'm like,
on your phone,
why does the White Cloak roll up and not recognize Matt as the guy who sold him the fucking?
Because it's not the same guy. So on your phone, when you're watching this on your phone, you can, because of Amazon, you can literally tap, and you can see the actor's name.
Anyways,
it is not the same guy. Josh has just lost his mind.
That killed.
It's not. This dude is losing it. I guess.
Just for our audience.
See, Amanda doesn't agree either.
It's not a matter of audience. It's not a matter of opinion.
The actor who is the cart guy is Johan Myers.
Uh-huh.
And the White Cloak is Abdul Salis.
Is Johan Myers?
No.
Nope. You misspelled and mispronunciated Abdul.
Yeah, it's a completely different actor, my friend.
I don't think so. And I like the world I live in where he plays dual roles. So it's like Mike Myers and Austin Powers.
Okay. I think I think it's best that we move on since we've established that Josh can't tell two different people apart. All right. Well, let's move on to episode 2.
Let's get that second recap.
All right, let's do this.
I think that's a good transition because we are about to talk about this man. So let's go.
Yes. So episode 2, Shadows Waiting.
So how does he get from the town where he's peddling the cart to the next place where he's killing the Aes Sedai? He warps.
It's a completely different person. I feel like you almost need to rewatch.
He's got power.
Like the second episode, because I feel like you watched it through the lens of something that wasn't true, and it like probably threw off your whole thought process on the show.
Look, I had to fucking like this.
Josh, like, how the fuck does this guy travel so fast?
It's like, man, this guy was an undercover White Cloak,
deep undercover.
This dude's got the horses that fucking like set fire to the ground and then they fly at some point from fucking Kroll.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. I didn't know we were gonna have to discuss that.
Okay, so has our crew on the run and introduces us to the White Cloaks, and our chase takes us across a deep river. Well, we learn Trollocs can't swim and sink like rocks.
They can't go in deep
The
water
Dark
specifically.
One makes his appearance. Yeah, because they sink like a rock and drown.
Yeah.
Inserts himself into our 4 wannabe heroes' dreams. And Moraine injuries that she'd suffered in the fucking down when they got fucking attacked.
The 2 rivers.
Her injuries have taken a toll. Yeah, taken a toll over the episode. We travel to a haunted city of evil, and our band gets separated into 3 groups.
Shatter Logoth.
That place.
I don't think that's how you pronounce it.
Black stuff.
It is.
Logoth?
Shatter Logoth.
Logoth?
That's Shadar Logoth.
Yeah,
Okay.
Shadow Logoth.
Okay. Oh, sure. Let's just go. So.
What do we think of the
No,
episode,
like-
Dave?
This time I'm not fucking around. That's how you pronounce it.
Okay. All right. Look, then I'm gonna pronounce it wrong.
Way to go, Dave. Way to be professional.
So.
Alex.
I think the opening of this episode was infinitely better than the previous opening, the first episode's opening. We get introduced.
We finally get the real intro to the show, which is nice.
Yes,
It was nice. Hey, as an aside, because Josh brought this up as far as the intro, but there's been quite a few shows that are fairly big budget, I would say. Either they're on HBO, Netflix, or in this case, Amazon. Do we all want to agree that the intro for Game of Thrones has changed the landscape of intros for television shows?
100%.
Because, I mean, they big budget, high production, and really, because me and the wife were talking about it when we were watching it. We were like, man, you don't even skip this, but you do. All right.
No, so like, well, why you brought it up? I had this as an issue, but it's so minor. But it makes sense to bring it up now. I have no idea why they didn't in the very first episode. You want to introduce people to your show. Why not have the real intro there in the first episode? Like, I just think that's
I don't know. I think they just wanted to like cut to the chase and jump right in.
Yeah. I don't know. But the threads do they work pretty good. And the song is good too.
Yeah, again, but why not have that on the debut episode? Anyway, we can talk about that more under issues. I can just get mad about that again, but no, I love the opening here. You understand. To me, my opinion, you understand immediately that the White Cloaks are. I don't know that
Not
we.
to be fucked with.
Wrong with the White Cloaks.
I don't even know that we can necessarily say good or bad of any faction right now. I think it's too early to say who is, and I like that part of the show. But
I guess up to now, to your point, I'm under the impression that the Aes Sedai are the good guys.
I agree.
Moraine is so far like, I'm here to save these guys. So we think, right?
Yes,
exactly. That's my point.
And the White Cloaks are on the opposite side of the Aes Sedai, so I immediately look at them as being
well.
They're very much like say like the Templars.
Yeah,
Or
I mean. The
Crusaders.
The opening definitely gave the impression that the White Cloaks are not. I mean, the dude had a bunch of Aes Sedai rings on his, which I liked. That like he had a bunch of those rings on his like waist, on his belt or whatever.
Yeah.
Better than ears.
Better than ears, like better than lightsabers, like fucking General Grievous. But man,
dude had 6 arms.
yeah, but he also had like a shit ton of lightsabers that he took. Anyway, let's move on. So,
Right.
man, he had cut this woman's hands off so she couldn't channel the power, and then he was burning her alive. I mean, and I love how they slow played it because they're showing you this camp, everybody's in white, and this kid is bringing something to, I guess did he bring a cup? What did he bring?
No, he brought the dish.
The dish, right?
The dish that had the bird. The feet and the beak.
Yeah.
And the bones.
Oh yeah, the one that lightly cuts your mouth.
Yeah, and then
to enhance the flavor.
Yeah, he brought it to him, and then that's when you see the Aes Sedai being burned, right? And I thought that set the tone immediately for the
Like
episode.
this guy's the I'm not fucking around guy.
Oh, I mean, I can't wait. I cannot wait until this guy dies. I don't think it's going to be soon. I don't think it's going to be this season, but he's going to die.
Hot take.
He's
Season
gonna
8.
he's gonna die, and it's gonna be good.
Bookmark this 8 years from now.
Yeah. But anyway, overall, I really like this episode. I think it's much improved over the first episode. You get because now you understand what's going on a little bit more. Like they're on the run. The dream sequences were pretty cool because clearly they're dreams, but the dreams can touch them in the real world.
Yeah, this guy, the dark or whatnot, or whatever they're calling him, the darkness, the dark one. Yeah, like that dude is popping up, and it's pretty fucking cool the way he pops up in their dreams. Like you just see these two little red embers
and
pop up out of nowhere.
Those were bats that they had like that they pulled out.
Yeah,
and
that's what Rand pulled out of his mouth.
Rand did.
And the bat was there after he woke up. So I mean, like what I'm saying, like the dark one clearly has. Like, these ain't just regular-ass dreams.
Well, Moraine speaks to that. She says dreams are more than you think.
Yeah. That's why they got to tell her dreams like immediately after they have them.
Yeah. And
I thought I think this is the best episode of the 3, personally. I really enjoyed this episode more than all of them. I like the interaction they have in the Dead City. With Matt being a piece of shit, stealing that fucking dagger and causing the city to wake up, I guess.
Now,
or whatever.
yeah, I was gonna bring that up. I assumed that there's an exact correlation.
Yes, I agree.
Because Land tells him don't fucking touch anything, and of course Matt, he's the derelict. He's gonna go find something to fuck.
So
as soon as he touches that dagger.
Okay, this is lame, but I immediately thought of the 90s Aladdin movie when that happened. Where
he's like, don't touch anything.
Yeah, don't touch anything but the lamp. And then fucking Abu touches the fucking red gem and it melts. And then that's when the whole fucking lava starts going everywhere and they have to
I just want to see Josh's face right now.
Oh, he can't. Like, you can't because his face was in his palm. So, but like that's immediately what I thought of when he took that shit. I was like, motherfucker can't listen. Like can't fucking listen. And
he's that character. Yeah, he's that character.
I think that dagger is going to probably be significant.
It's like the One Ring. Turn him.
I don't know. I mean, is that a prediction?
Sure, why not? Nah. There's something. Look, I mean, you can't just pick this thing up and it not be anything other than the fact that it almost killed him.
Yeah. So, I liked it. I liked the episode.
It's like Dave. It's like what we call foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. Yep.
But so we know him picking up the knife causes the entire group to split up, so it splits into 3 groups.
That's
basically where the next episode starts.
Yeah. Real quick on this episode though, I really liked the whenever they're having to flee the city and that black stuff is on the ground. And it's kind of
when it fucks up that horse.
Oh, dude! It dusts it. Like it.
Did anybody have nightmares of fighting Arthas in that moment and standing in those black?
Defile.
Yeah. Oh, dude! I was like, it's fucking Arthas again, man, all over.
Oh man. But I don't think that horse. I don't think that was that doesn't seem like that was a painless death. Like I feel like that shit probably did not feel good at all.
Yeah.
For the few seconds that it lasted.
Man, I don't know. Like they were running. Like they were having to run like a mother.
For the our wheel of death.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
We were supposed to
Jay-
already spin the wheel, Dave. Jesus
Jason,
Christ.
hit us with that third recap.
Man, are we gonna let's spin the wheel first.
Are we?
All right.
So okay.
Even though we already talked about the horse, you shouldn't have put it on there. But
Dave, intro
spin
it.
it, Dave.
Okay, all right, guys. So, in honor of the Wheel of Time, we're going to create a running segment called the Wheel of Death. Now, we're going to create this segment until unless it bombs completely, and then we're going to just keep doing it anyway, because maybe it'll just eventually be funny.
Because it's our show.
Yeah, and we
That's
do what we
right.
want. So we got. I'll call it out here. We got 6 deaths here on the Wheel of Death, and we're gonna let it choose the death that we discuss here. So let's go ahead and
Spin
the
it,
wheel.
Dave. Spin it. I wish I could hear all the clickety clackities.
Oh, the Aes Sedai burning is the winner of today's Wheel of Death.
Well, the winner of this time that we spun it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's apropos because it is this episode, and man, I mean, like we don't get to quite see her fully burn alive, but we do kind of see a reflection of it.
And here's the worst part about that is it's not like the I would say traditional burning of the witch. Like usually in almost every movie, even like if we want to go back to Game of Thrones when the little girl gets burned, like they build like this big giant fucking behemoth mound of wood.
Yeah,
And when they set that fire, it's a big giant roaring blaze that engulfs these people. This bitch had like a 2 foot by 2 foot bundle of small sticks. Like she did not die quickly.
Oh no,
like she burnt them.
Well, I mean, like they show her in the reflection of the goblet, and at that point, she had only her lower half had caught flame, and
she was gagged, so she couldn't really scream out loud.
Yeah, I have a feeling that she, to your point, Jason, as terrible as this sounds, I think she was probably alive for several long minutes.
Wow.
Probably 10, 15, maybe. I have
She
no
probably
idea.
died. She probably died
Of asphyxiation?
from smoke. Yeah, smoke inhalation, which is usually what usually kills them beforehand. But in this situation, with such a small bundle of flame, like she was in excruciating pain for a long time before she probably died of smoke inhalation.
Yeah, goodness.
It was brutal.
That's terrible.
All right, hit that recap.
All right, episode 3, Place of Safety. So our group gets separated in the city, and somehow end up in what looks like opposite sides of the entire planet. One group is in the mountains, another is in open plains, being chased by wolves. Nynaeve is back, and she, the last time I saw her, she was being dragged away from the 2 rivers. So she has survived the initial attack. She is helping Moraine heal as Lan looks for help. We get introduced to some gypsies by the name of the Tinkers.
Yep.
And our other group, mining town extraordinaire.
Hold on. Those Tinkers, dude, fucking cringe.
Oh,
city.
no shit. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Absolutely.
They're
Nothing
the worst
says
part of this whole show.
Yeah, nothing says creepy cult like those people. In the mining town, we almost have a three-way. The barmaid, Dark Fiend, almost, but Matt was too busy feeling up a dead body, and that's where we go.
I think that's the best. I think that's the best moment where she leads him outside to chop wood, and he's like, "Here, what does he say? We can take turns." And then fucking Matt looks at the girl. He's like, "You think she could handle it?"
Oh,
Exactly.
dude, I thought that was so good because it was again
so sly.
That plays into again like the friendships because that is some shit that
That's some shit we'd say.
that we would say to each other.
I mean, Dave would never say that because he's married.
So are you, dipshit.
Yeah, but I would say that.
And so is Josh.
He would say it too.
Okay.
Definitely.
So, just I guess a small thing. Nynaeve she was part of the cliffhanger of episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
at the very end.
Yeah, that was the cliffhanger for episode 2. But then we kind of get to see how she survived.
Which was epic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was really good, really well done. Because in other shows, they might not take the time to show you exactly, like, to play it out on screen how somebody survived something like that. They might just explain, like, hey, yeah, of course I survived. I killed the Trolloc and I followed you here. Like, no, they fucking flashback and show you that shit. So I thought it was really well done.
Hey, and guess what, guys? Guess what? The streak is alive. Dave, hit these people with why we knew Nynaeve was not dead.
Oh, it's something that we have proven to be true in, I want to say, every case.
Almost every case.
Probably 90%, accuracy rating. If the show does not show you someone dying, they are not dead.
There's only one show, in fact, that I can think of off the top of my head of all the shows that I've watched, which isn't a lot, but that's besides the point, in which a main character died off screen. And that was a character named Tara in True Blood.
Okay.
In the final season.
So I liked the interaction that we had in this show with Lan and Nynaeve. I thought they had a really good chemistry together, and I like how she was fucking with them about tracking them down.
Yeah.
I am curious to see what it is that she's able to do that was able to track him, because there's something
sure
there.
we'll see
There's a
it pop
story
up.
there.
Yeah.
We're just waiting on it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I half expected, because I mean, I think it's very strongly hinted at that Nynaeve also can channel the one power. She just doesn't know how to do it, presumably. I have expected her to use that in order to heal, because we learned in this episode that you can't use the one power on yourself, or something like that. You can't heal yourself with it. So I have expected that to be how Nynaeve heal Moraine, but she just used, she just created using herbs and stuff. So she, created a mixture to kind of temporarily, kind of take the edge off. But
we did see Egwene use the one power.
Yeah,
which is I'm not exactly sure how this works, but I guess you don't really need a lot of training.
No. Well, I like that they didn't have her do anything major with it, right? It's not like they had her hurling lightning bolts and shit like that. She wasn't on Moraine's level.
She wasn't shooting lightning out of her ass.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't like conjure a flame out of her hand to help Perrin light the campfire. It seemed as though all she did was intensify the sparks that he was making, to try to light the fire. So,
But that was a cool moment. Just a little bit of foreshadowing, because I'm assuming by the end of episode 8 here, she's gonna be showing us some real power, I think.
We don't know how slow burn they're gonna take that. I mean, this could be
true.
We may not get full on, because I guess we have to remind ourselves that this is 14 books, so we don't know the pacing yet right now. I think until we get some confirmation, But right now I'm just assuming that each season is a book, and I mean, we don't know how that's going to work out. So, do we want me to spin the wheel again before we accidentally talk about one of these deaths? All right.
Spin it, Dave. Spin it.
So I removed the previous thing. So here we go.
Are you in a rocket chair, Dave?
the ferryman. We get to talk about the ferryman death.
What a wasted death.
I know. So, all right. So we have the group of kids plus Moraine and Lan, and they're running from the group of Trollocs that chased them out of the village in season 1, or excuse me, in
about
episode
75.
1.
About 75 of these Trollocs.
Yeah.
And
they roll up. They roll up.
And
They
Eyeless,
roll
yeah.
up on this ferryman. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you mean Voldemort?
Voldemort, yeah. My son said the exact. Everybody I know.
I mean, look,
looks just like it.
I don't know what. There's no way to avoid that, I think. But I did think it looked cool. I thought the special effects on it looked.
Oh man,
nice.
whenever it screamed, it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so they come upon a ferryman, and they pay the ferryman to take them across the boat because the Trollocs can't do deep water. So they take them across the little river there. So they get to the other side, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, in my head when this is going on, I'm like, well, this ferryman's not going to go back, right? Because, I mean, there's going to be a fuckload of Trollocs over there on the other side.
Yeah.
And so they get over there, and she's like, hey, listen, like, newsflash, bro, you can't go back because then you're going to give them a way to chase us down. So sorry about it, you're fucked.
Yeah,
it's like,
we'll escort you to the next town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so she cuts his ferry loose and starts doing a fucking, little gimmick, man, where she's creating like a little vortex in the water to eat up the boat.
So for context, the reason why they cut it, right, or the reason why she's destroying this because he's like
he's adamant about going back to get his son.
Yeah, his son is going to arrive on that side of the river, and
By the way, when his son gets there and sees 75 Trollocs, he's fucking dead.
I hope he's like, he sees him and is like, you know what? I'm just not going to go over there.
Yeah.
Not today.
But no,
Dave, Dave, did you spell a ferryman with an I, by the way?
I did, and I just left it there because I'm just going to move on. I figured for the few people that see this on YouTube, they can see the incorrect spelling. But the podcast folks would not know, but now they will.
Yeah, we're just going to edit that out. It's actually a Y.
Okay. Go ahead and spit it one more time before we get to...
well, he didn't even get to the death.
Characters and all that.
He didn't even get to the death.
Yeah, so anyway, so he's very adamant about going back to get his son, and they're like, no, that's not going to happen, bro. And so they create this vortex that starts eating up his boat. Well, he decides to jump in after his boat to try and get back across, and he gets sucked into this death vortex along with
Davy
his boat.
Jones's locker.
Dude, I mean, what a fucking terrible, because you can hear the boat crunching, and he's like screaming like, ah, I mean, like, dude, what did you think was gonna happen?
I don't know.
Anyway,
I don't know what he thought he was.
Look,
I understand. Look, I understand this man's plight because, to his point, like his son is supposed to arrive at that cottage any moment. But again, like how stupid is your son if he's going to start rolling up through the forest, see 75, Trollocs, and be like, you know what? Let me go see what's going on. Maybe these guys need some help.
Look. Here's what you have to do. You just have to put faith that you raised a smart enough kid that's gonna and you know what? At least if I'm alive, I might be able to see him. But if I'm dead, then I can't see him for sure. So
he did.
All right, I'm spinning the wheel.
Dead.
Spinning the wheel again.
Right. Spinning the wheel. Then we'll go into what? Favorite characters?
Yeah.
Favorite scenes.
Okay.
Oh, good job. A death that we haven't talked about. Trolloc cannibalism.
Oh. So the flashback.
Yeah.
So this is where we get the story of Nynaeve surviving.
Yeah. So,
dude, I'll be okay. So I'm gonna cut you off, Dave, because I wanted to go through my thought process here. When you see this happen, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? And you're like, oh, okay, this is when she got took. She's being drugged by her hair, and you're like, okay. And when everything starts to get clear, you see that one of the Trollocs is injured.
Yeah.
And he's having a time. And so the other guy drops her, and he goes over there to try her out. And I thought for a split second, for moments, that I was like, oh, these things have feelings for one another. You don't think about stuff like that. And about the time, he just rips this other Trolloc's guts wide open and starts just going down to Chowtown on this entrail, and I was just like,
Never mind. Yeah.
they had me. Yeah, they had me for at least a full 5 seconds.
And I loved it too because they don't come out and say this, but this confirmed for me that these Trollocs are they are base creatures. Like they have one purpose, and that is to kill. And they don't have tactics. They don't have tactics. They don't have training.
Formal training.
They're just there to demolish and cause death, destruction, filth, and greed. And that's it, dude. That's it. And to your point, he walks up on him and he's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And just fucking just starts eating some Trolloc spaghetti. And also that tells me that like this Trolloc was maybe ordered to steal humans or take this girl, take Nynaeve, but he doesn't care. He's like, "Oh, I'm hungry. That's more important to me, like than following orders."
Oh, easy prey.
Yeah. So I think that helped set the tone for how the Trollocs are going forward.
Correct.
So are you gonna?
That shit was good. We're
gonna hit another category before we worry about another death.
Yeah, let's hit it. Let's jump into favorite scenes.
All right.
This is a tough one, man.
I'll go first. For me, I felt like the best scene that I've seen so far was the interaction between our group of main characters and the White Cloaks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just felt like that interaction was like, it was very tense. It was very eerie. You had you got a chance to see some of the different levels of people that you're going to deal with these White Cloaks, where you have, like, I guess, I don't know what you call them, like some of the regular ones, and then you have the questioners.
Yeah.
Questioners. And man, that was like I was sweating during that. Like, I was being interviewed by this guy. Like, that was a really, really good scene, and it really, I think, did a good job of setting up how serious you're going to have to take these guys.
Yeah. Because, she was like, "Okay, look, hide. Like I need to hide the ring. Don't
speak unless you're spoken to, and don't lie.
Don't lie." And you find out in that scene as well. Like, I guess the Aes Sedai are under, like, they are compelled to not be able to lie, and
in order to use the one power.
Correct. It's
like an unwritten contract. A blood oath or something.
And but she has to tell the truth creatively, right?
Yeah. That's kind of a cool way to navigate that.
Yeah. So
because now going forward, I think the best part of that is you lay the groundwork for having to pay attention to every word that the Aes Sedai say going forward.
Yeah.
Because they're telling you one thing. Yeah, they can tell you one thing and mean something else.
Yeah, because it's all misdirection. Because just as an example, one of the questions that the questioner asked her is, where are you going and who are you going to go see? And she says, "Oh, I'm going to this town to see my sister." And it's like, well, the kind of skirting of the truth is that all Aes Sedai consider each other sisters. So. That's just one example of how they're going to have to skirt around the truth here. Tell the truth, but in a way that benefits them. I thought it's a really good pick, Josh. I'll go next real quick, just so Jason doesn't steal it potentially. That is, I liked the kind of final interaction that we got with Dana and Rand.
Awesome.
And we learn that's kind of where we get a firsthand look at, like, a dark friend, someone who is in touch with the Dark One, who clearly is on the bad side. But something interesting.
she had so much charisma. Like, I was a big fan of hers throughout this whole episode.
Yes.
I was like, dude, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
Rand should have tagged that.
Oh, 100%.
And then been like, hey, hold on a second.
Want to alternate?
yeah.
Take turns.
And so I mean, I that whole interaction, because it was like you saw the sparks there, and then just that slight turn, after like, she kind of went in for, kiss or whatever, and he was like, nah, I'm still getting over Egwene, I'm just kind of paraphrasing what was probably going through his head. And then she gets up and instead of leaving, which is what you thought was going to happen, she locks the door. And you're like,
I thought she was going to rape him then.
Yeah.
And
okay, yeah, we're about to get some freak on here.
And you're like, what?
No.
Like, clearly, what is happening, right? And then, she starts going through how, like, the Dark One's trying to break the wheel, and hey, look, he's totally not evil, I promise. And there's that whole sequence. And then Rand totally just gets the sword taken from him because he's not good at sword fighting, clearly, at this point, right?
Yes.
And then the Gleeman, after some chasing through the city, the Gleeman just fucking saves the day, just knife right through the throat.
Whoa, bro.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to spin the wheel.
We're going to spin the wheel for the talk about that, Dave.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jason. What was your favorite scene?
All right, so I have a 1A and 1B. These are two low key scenes, but I like the reasoning to have them in here. In the first episode, or actually, it's in the second episode when they're on the run, and you get Moraine telling the story of the song that they're singing about the
about the city.
talking about yes,
Yeah,
and
that was I really enjoy that scene too. That's a good call.
and I think the reason I like it is there's two things. One, I watched it with my son, and he had a little comment about the song, and I was like, well, you need to understand, like, a lot of those places, they didn't have written word. So you told stories through songs. And so in this scene, you actually get to hear them sing the song, and then she gives the story behind the song. Cool, you don't get that a lot. And the acting on her part, I felt, was fantastic as a storyteller. The other low-key scene that I really, really liked was the interaction, and I don't know why, but I just think it's the opposite of these two people in this interaction is between Matt and the Gleeman. When he confronts Matt, who's about to pickpocket the dead.
Oh, that's a really
guy
that's a really good choice. That's a good pick.
But he is, I wouldn't say noble, because he did pickpocket Matt. He did pickpocket the guy who pickpocketed Matt earlier, and then didn't get his coins back. But you can tell he has a code that he lives by. Whether or not you agree with that code, it seems like he agrees to stand by that code, whatever that is. And then in contrast, you have Matt, who's just as... I think we all kind of know somebody like Matt. Matt is just like... he's the derelict character of the show so far. And I hope that we get more interactions between Gleeman and Matt, because Matt is a character who has a horrible father figure, a very bad mother, and he's just in a really shitty situation. And he's got to do what he's got to do to get by. And he loves his sisters. He even steals from people action there, because in one hand you have the Gleeman trying to teach a lesson to Matt. Yeah, exactly. And that's the redeeming quality of Matt. And at the same time, you feel bad for Matt because here's this guy going, well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but I'm gonna turn my back on this. And you know, you go pilfer guy. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then he does it. And he's like the guilt. And I thought these two scenes for being, I wouldn't say throwaway scenes, but they're just low key scenes.
No, I think they're not throwaway at all. I think you're
Are you
spot
spin that
on
wheel?
there.
What?
I think you're spot on there.
Yep.
Dang, I bring so much to this show.
I'm glad you
Spin
stay.
the wheel,
I'm glad you stay humble, Jason.
I know.
Hey,
Hey, look,
spin the
humble
wheel of
brag.
death,
It's already happening. Josh, calm down.
my
I
man.
don't. About time.
Hey, look,
Spin the
there it
wheel.
is. Dana has won this segment of the Wheel of Death.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yes.
So we find out that Dana is a dark friend. Is that what they call it?
Yeah, Dark Friend.
Is it Dark Friend or Dark Fiend?
Dark
I
Friend.
think it's dark friend.
Okay.
So Dana's a dark friend, and she's holding Matt and Rand hostage as one of the Faceless, one of the Voldemorts, are coming to town here to come collect them. And then all of a sudden, as she's giving her evil monologue, the fucking Glee Man from I mean, how far away is he from her?
He's like a good shit, man.
like
30 feet, 30, 40 feet.
Yeah.
I don't know.
At
This
least?
is a good throw, man, because he fucking puts his neck this knife right in her fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah,
say,
dude,
I
the
was
blade
gonna
just
say
shoots
like,
right out of her esophagus.
yeah. I mean, like the fact that he had to have been aiming for the throat, because you don't accidentally hit the throat like that. I mean, like couldn't he have accomplished the same thing by hitting her in the back? Now it wouldn't have looked as
Maybe
cool.
he just threw it.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, he was like, I could throw. I'm gonna hit her, and then he hit her, and it was right in the neck, and he was like, oh my god,
he's
I
like,
can't believe I
mission
hit her in the neck.
accomplished.
like
Yeah. I hope somebody saw that. 'Cause I'm taking full credit.
And one thing I will say so far with this show, and I feel like it makes the most sense to talk about it here, is the show has done a really good job with cliffhangers. So I mean, because it ends right here, with now three of them. So Matt, Rand, and the Gleeman traveling east, presumably headed
Towards the White Tower.
to the White Tower, and it's like shit. I want to see the next episode. Like I want to see them. Because you have essentially three groups being chased, but they're all headed to the same direction. They're all headed to the same place, and eventually they're going to get there, right?
Yeah.
And you just don't know when. And obviously I think that is good because it allows you to kind of bounce between groups and kind of change the pace up a little bit because they're all kind of dealing with different things. So I like it.
Yep. Well, this is a sad thing for me because speaking about Dana and going into our favorite characters, I landed on Dana as my favorite character for the first 3 episodes.
Oh, no.
Even though she was only in the 3rd episode, and unfortunately she becomes
He's a
dark
strong
friend.
character, man.
She was.
She's so goddamn charismatic, man. I was literally
Bro.
I was rooting for Rand to lay that pipe because I was like, dude, do it.
Yeah, that part where she's like, okay, well, why don't you tell me, what it is that you do? And he's like, and he gives her the line,
A horse.
go back home. I'm kind of a deal. I'm a horse trader. And she's like, hold on.
Hey,
hold on."
everybody.
And she announces to the whole bar, hey, anybody need a horse trader?
With no horses?
horses? Anybody? With no horses. Bro, that shit was, I died.
That gives me that makes me the fact that they invested a lot of backstory or whatever into this one character who ends up dying like in the same episode. I'm glad that the show is willing to do that to make these situations impactful, right? Like
It keeps you guessing.
yeah, because this whole like dark friend situation, I feel like we're just not going to be able to trust anybody. Like,
Correct.
like at all. So, very good. My favorite character is Matt, of the three.
Wow.
I like Matt because especially in this third episode, just all of it, right? Like, look, I could have chosen Rand because he seems to be kind of like, kind of the lead, but
It's Anakin Skywalker without the braid.
well, it's just totally fine. But I'm gonna go with Matt here. I like Matt's kind of arc so far. He's got a lot of interesting things going on with him, as you mentioned, Jason. He's got a broken home situation. He's got sisters that he cares for deeply, and he's got the dagger situation going on. And he's very torn about the whole situation. He wants to get back home to his sisters, but he also knows that he's got to kind of go along for the ride because they got Trollocs chasing him, and he's just like he knows he's in over his head, but the whole time he just wants to kind of be done with all of this shit and go back home. So I'm rooting for Matt.
All right. Well, look, I'm glad that you picked Matt because I wasn't. But the fact that you're rooting for Matt leads me to my favorite character, the Gleeman. And the reason I say this,
We barely knew him.
because I am really looking forward. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the interaction between Matt, the character, and the Gleeman going forward. I feel like, and look, I don't know, motherfucker could die in the next episode, but I feel like this is a situation in which Matt could see himself really falling in line with the Gleeman as a father figure type character.
So it's kind of like
I don't know if that's true, but I feel like yes, you could have that situation happen here and help Matt have that strong male personality in life that is, apparently his father would never was.
Yeah.
So I went to with the Gleeman mostly on the interaction of what I think could happen with Matt.
Yeah, I know you made an Anakin Skywalker joke, but like in all seriousness, like you do have Gleeman who seems to be an older, well-traveled character, right? And with two young guys who are just in over their head, traveling to try to get answers. I feel like this is probably an opportunity for some mentoring and some, life lesson type shit that
Correct.
we could be
Correct.
seeing. So it might be, hey, look, he could be Obi-Wan to Anakin here.
Yeah, I am hoping that we're going to get good knowledge dumps from this guy.
What you got, Josh?
I have a prediction here. So
Uh-oh.
as we move to least favorite character, here's what I want to do. I want to go on the count of 3, and after 3, I want us all to say our least favorite character together because I think we all have to have the same least favorite character. That's what I think. So
Okay.
we're gonna go 1, 2, 3. Say the name. All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Dave, do you have one?
Well, I had a couple, but see now I kind of want to make sure I want to try to say the same one, and now I'm getting nervous here.
Just go with your gut, Dave.
Oh, now you're putting pressure on me. Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go.
I don't know this person's name, but okay.
Bring it on. Go. Do it.
Well, then we don't have the same answer. Anyway, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Perrin.
Rand.
Wayne.
Wow.
I think we all three had different.
We all have different ones. That's impossible.
Look, you said Rand, right?
Dude, Rand is a piece
Hey, look,
of shit. He sucks.
He is my second least favorite, but my least favorite is Egwene.
So my least favorite is Perrin, because Let's spin the wheel and figure out why he's the least favorite character.
Dave. I'm glad you're doing this because I'm not sure that this was an accident.
Unfortunately, the horse death won. So
all right, so here's the deal. We already talked about the horse, so let's talk about Layla here. So
hold on, Josh.
Okay.
Josh, wait. I'm gonna spin the wheel.
Okay. So
give me a second.
Go back to the first episode where we see Egwene walk into the room. Does anybody else see Perrin make a little bit of eyes at her?
Yeah. I think they definitely seem like their marriage was not perfect.
Right. But I'm telling you, like, Perrin is making eyes at old girl, okay? Even Amanda saw it, so I'm not crazy here. So they're going through all the stuff, right? And by the way, here, I want to just take this time to give you my lone prediction here for the show, is that Perrin is the dark guy. He's the dragon.
He's the dragon.
That's what I think.
Wait,
yeah.
So, wait.
Because
Okay, so he's the Dragon Reborn?
yeah, because I don't think he accidentally killed his wife. I think he killed her on purpose to make way to get with Egwene. That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
But while we're talking
we
about the death, brutal death, while in the middle of this Trolloc fight, he turns around and buries a fucking knife right into her stomach. Goddamn red wedding.
It was an
style.
axe. It was an axe.
An axe.
Yeah, it was an axe.
Pardon my arithmetic. Yeah, buries an axe into her stomach, fucking red wedding style.
Dude, she bleeds out so bad. Look,
that was a great scene. I was like super stunned for that one. That was crazy.
So was I, dude. Because what's going on is there's two Trollocs in their blacksmith shop, home, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And like the fights are intense. Like the Trollocs are extremely brutal. Like they're a blunt force object in every sense of the word. And then you put a giant axe or a sword or something in their hands. But Perrin gets one on the ground. He just like going to chop Suey City. And you can see that he's in this like blood rage. There's blood everywhere, all over his face, just everywhere. And she comes up from on the side of him. And I don't know if she made a noise or whatever, but he just turns and swings the axe. And she's just standing right there. She just took it right into the gut. And like the entire scene just pauses.
Oh,
Everything
it's brutal.
goes quiet, and she immediately just the darkest blood you could possibly imagine coming from the mouth. Yeah, dude. I mean, this is his wife, and I just like it's one of those scenes where it stays with you for like the rest of the episode.
Yeah,
it was
the whole series so far.
But Josh, he did it on purpose. Okay.
Oh, he definitely did it on purpose.
My least favorite character was is Egwene. She basically cock teases Rand.
I mean,
for most of his life.
Oh,
he is a fawning puppy for everything, you know. And they're banging, and she decides that she wants to be the local woman.
She wants to join.
Which means that she can't get married. She wants to be a wisdom.
Yeah.
And she can't be married. She can't have a husband. She can't have kids. So basically, she just throws the deuces to this guy, breaks his heart. Then the person who is going to be her teacher, she thinks that she dies. So she's like, well, I mean, there goes that. So, hey, you want to snuggle? And he's like, no, bitch, get the fuck off me. And, you know, she does weasel her way back into his arms at the end of the show. I mean, this bitch is, I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
he's not doing a real good job choosing the next girl. Choose Dana, and then that shit went south.
True.
I mean, look.
That is true.
Dana was throwing it at him, but, I mean, look, he turned it down. Like, at the end of the day, he was just like, nope.
I know, for what? I mean, look, Matt was right. Matt told him. Like, bro, I mean, she wouldn't have done this for you.
Nope.
I mean, he didn't lie. No lies detected.
Yeah.
Who's your least favorite character? That was it? We got our 3?
Yeah, we got him.
Yeah.
Okay. Spin that wheel,
Yeah,
Dave.
Perrin, Rand. Oh, we're done spinning.
Yeah. The wheel
is
of
it-
death is over.
We're
What do we have
on to
left?
issues and predictions.
Okay. So you came out with the bold prediction that Perrin is the dragon.
Perrin's a dragon.
I
yep.
think this show. Okay. I my money is on Rand.
Oh,
'cause
my money is also
he's
on
the
Rand.
He's I just don't feel like Matt is guy. I don't know. I feel like, and I told this to Dave. I said I feel like the show told us it was not going to be a female in the very first 15 seconds of the first, when the lady tortures that guy that they captured, saying that only women can wield the one power. And I was like, well, obviously the main character that's going to be wielding this power is not going to be a woman.
Correct.
By the way, we see
I
that
feel
guy
like
come
it's gonna-
back at the end of episode 3.
The woman.
Correct.
I was looking for her name. I believe it's Leandrin.
Yeah,
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
because that's the same person they run into at the end, right?
Yes.
Well, that's when.
In the red,
they meet
the
up.
red,
Yeah.
the red Aes Sedai or whatever.
So is that the? So are we assuming that whenever Dana says that she sees these 5 people in her dream, are we assuming that guy's the 5th guy?
I hope
the
so.
fifth person?
I will say that's another thing
5.
that is a little okay. So if we're gonna have issues, we have this situation where Moraine says that there's that he's not the guy.
Yeah, no, like
Yeah,
very
from the
very quickly dismisses him like early
Yeah.
on in the first
Dismisses
episode. Like,
who?
oh, that's not him. The guy that the Aes Sedai capture in that little valley.
Okay. Yeah.
I assume
Yeah,
that's
and
the
then
same
that's the
person
guy-
that was in the cage at
Yes.
the end of episode 3. So
Yes.
she dismisses him immediately, and then they go off to 4.
Yeah.
But then, to your point, the barmaid, she's like, I had the dream of the 5. And they're like, what? What 5?
So my.
And then you meet, like, oh, there's 5.
Well, so the 4 is Matt,
Yes, the main
Perrin,
characters.
Rand, Egwene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So couldn't the 5th be Nynaeve?
Well, I'm assuming.
I mean,
I'm
it
assuming
could.
that Nynaeve is
but
not part of that
it's
because
not.
she's not the right age. I mean, I don't
Yes,
know what age
because
this
that-
other guy is that they captured, but we know she's older than
Yeah.
them.
That is why I think that's part of the reason why Moraine questioning her to figure out her age, because she goes, "Oh, so you're 25 or 26." She's automatically been eliminated.
Yeah.
All of these people are like 20 years old.
Yeah. So issues. I think pacing initially for me was an issue, especially on episode 1. I feel like the show, it felt like the show was going has gone pretty quick based on what's happening. I mean, like literally 2 episodes ago, these people were chilling at their house or in their town and just, kicking back with some beers in a tavern. And now they're told that one of them is going to potentially change the world, and they're being chased by the evilest person that has ever existed. And they're all separated, and they're all just know that they're supposed to meet up at the White Tower, but they don't even know if the other 2 groups are even alive or even going. And so I just feel like pacing so far has been like it feels like it's been going fast. Now, it hasn't been unenjoyable, but I think that so far, if there was an issue for me at all, it feels like pacing would be it.
Yeah, I'll go next. Mine are ticky-tacky shit. Mine's... I cannot help but put myself in certain situations on how I would react. And the fact that, like, after their village gets absolutely obliterated, half the townspeople in it, not just killed, but, like, eaten alive, dismembered, like, pulled to shreds. I know that the story has to happen, and I know that this would not make for good television, but, like, I would not shut up asking Moraine every fucking detail about what the fuck is going on. And what do you think my role is? Where are we going? How we do it? Now, he does at one point, get pissed off. And to that scene, like, that's exactly how I would have reacted. I feel like there's just too much blind faith in Moraine at this point. Strangers that are all best friends. Well, and like I said, it's just a ticky-tack thing.
So my not to rebuttal your issues, but I guess I should just one thing I do like as it relates to that is, I feel like they do not trust her fully, because they've had conversations in private where they don't really trust Moraine.
Yeah, Matt and Rand do have the discussion. Matt's the one that's pretty much open about it. He's like, look, just as soon as they find out we're not the dragon, we're dead.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, I can get with that. Josh, you got anything, or did you already bring up?
Yeah, I already brought up some issues throughout the show.
Okay.
So I'm just ready for the next episode, man. I really.
Yeah, I can't wait for the next episode. I'm very excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, next Thursday night, right?
Yeah, Thursday night.
I dragged the entire family into it, so we're all going to be watching it.
Awesome. Well, I guess we successfully completed another podcast.
Yeah, we'll see you next week for episode 4.
Later, everybody.
Later.
Live long and